You know, I recently read a quote and it said, if you think you're too small to have an impact, try going to bed with a mosquito in the room. You know what? As a matter of fact, I just did that last night. I'm standing here in Arusha, Tanzania, actually on the outskirts of Arusha. I don't even know where I am, but we're at one of the villages where we are supplying the orphans and the widows with blankets, with cooking supplies and all types of stuff, clothing. We're giving away all types of material for them. Also, we're giving away my book. This says, You're Valuable to God in Kiswahili. Isn't that awesome? We had these printed. And so we're here in this village giving these things away to these precious people. And you know, I want to say a big thank you to those who are supporting my ministry and supporting us in this work, because you have no idea what your seed is producing all over the world. You know, that's why I said, if you think you're too small to have an impact, try going to bed with a mosquito. Well, look at the impact that your seed is having. You know, we hand these out to these precious people and they're so grateful. They're so grateful. And you know, that's one of the things I want to say to you, is that God never forgets a seed sown. In fact, when you give, you're actually helping yourself more than you're helping the person you give to. And you know, especially in America, most of us have more than we need. I mean, in reality, we have more than we need. We don't necessarily need 4 coats, but we want 4 coats. Or maybe it's to match that new outfit. But we have more than we need so that we can give to those who are in need. I mean, these people seriously have nothing. You should look at their feet and look at their shoes, and they're so grateful for anything that we give them. But you know, that's one of the reasons, seriously, that God has blessed us. And you know, you might say, well, Terry, I have a lot of needs. Well, I understand, because I do too. But the best thing you could do to position yourself for a greater prosperity in your life is to give. And you know, I read somewhere recently that when we are the most like God is when we give. When you are the most like God is when you give. You know, John 3:16 says that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. That's probably one of the most famous scriptures in the Bible. But you know, when you break it down, it says God so loved that he gave. When we love, we give. And you know, it's just, that's something that God's put in us, that when we see a need, we should want to meet it. And you know, the Bible says, give and it shall be given unto you. So I just want to encourage you that if you are experiencing needs in your life, the best thing you can do is give. Give and it shall be given unto you. You know, I heard a minister say recently, he said, when that seed leaves your hand, it may leave your hand, but it will never leave your life. It will never leave your life, because God never forgets a seed sown. You know, just the other day, well, a couple months ago actually, I was given about $200 for my birthday, just birthday money from family members, and I could hardly wait to go shopping. I already knew exactly which, you know, these 2 tops that I saw at the store, I was like, oh, I can't wait to go get those. They were gorgeous. You know, they had rhinestones, pink, aqua, beautiful clothes. I could hardly wait to go get them. Well, on my way to the mall, I get this text message from a friend, and her brakes went out on her car. And all she said was, Terry, I'm asking you to pray because I don't have the money. She wasn't asking me for the money, but pray that I get the money to get these brakes repaired. Well, you know, I didn't even have to think about it. My first thought was give. And what did I do? I positioned myself to actually receive more from God. Instead of hanging on to the $200 I had, because I gave that money, helped her meet a need in her life, God blessed me with even more. And do you know that God has actually blessed you to be a blessing? And a blessing has been defined as one through which God's divine favor flows, bringing peace and joy and contentment and preventing misfortune in the life of another. And that's what you do when you're a blessing. When you give what you have to help the people in need, you are positioning yourself to receive more from God. And you know, we give because we have a heart to give, but you can't help it. God's going to bless you when you give. You know, I want to thank those of you, the partners and friends who are supporting my ministry, because sometimes you don't actually see what we're doing around the world. And this is one of the things that we're doing. We're in Arusha, Tanzania, and we just left an orphanage where we gave to these precious little kids. We gave them toys, just even little McDonaldland toys from the Happy Meal. They were so excited. They got these little cars and they were running up and down my arm, you know, so happy and so grateful for just anything. Well, I just read something the other day from Ralph Waldo Emerson. Listen to what he said. He said, "It is one of the beautiful compensations of this life that no man can sincerely try to help another without helping himself." You actually help yourself more when you give to help someone in need. You help yourself more when you give to someone in need. And that's what you've done, and that's what you're doing. And I want to encourage you. I believe you're watching this on purpose because, so many times we get so consumed with our needs and we complain, and I'm guilty of it too. Before coming on this trip, I was complaining about being so busy. And then you come here and you see these people. Look, they have our gifts we gave them. They put them on top of their head. Those things are heavy, and they're going to walk for miles back to their little hut. And it just makes you go, what am I complaining about? Look at the life I have compared to what they're living in. But when God has blessed us with more than what we really need, it's so we can give to those in need. So I just want to encourage you that God may be speaking to you about give more. If you're believing God for a significant harvest in your life, give a significant seed. Give to those who are in need. And I'm telling you, you are positioning yourself to receive more from God. And I just want to say a giant, heartfelt thank you. Thank you from my heart for believing in this ministry, for watching these podcasts, and letting God speak to you, because I believe every person who watches by divine appointment. Even people who stumble across it on YouTube, they have no idea why they're watching. I believe there's a reason. And it could be that God just wants to get your attention and say, you know what? I've really blessed you. If you just look around at the blessings that you have in your life. And stop complaining, stop looking at what you've lost, and thank God for what you have left. And give. You can actually give your way out of debt. And when you give, you are positioning yourself to receive more from God. So again, I want to thank you from my heart for helping us make this possible. So keep watching this month, because we're going to be giving you more details and more testimonies and more messages from Arusha, Tanzania. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.